if you have ever struggled with turning data into charts data, then this video will fix it. So we have a real backend style of data here, the orders array here, so we can't just render a chart based on this raw data. So what we really need is that first of all we should have an array of objects. We really do have this in the raw data as well, but what we really do in the charts data is we just group the data and we accumulate the values and just have the array of objects. So for example, right here in the example, we are just grouping the data based on the status, and we are accumulating the amounts on from every object. So what we really do here, so for example, is that when the status is equal to the completed, then we want to just accumulate the value of all the orders objects. So status is equal to completed here and status is equal to completed here. The amount of it, 1500, should just be summed up with the 800. So this we have used this in the application as well. So what we really do here is we render a bar based on the completed orders, and we render another bar for the pending orders. So we just really want to do here is that we want to achieve the same data. And just to let you know, this data structure is used in literally in all of the charts. So for example, coming here into the products, you can see here we are just rendering it. We are just rendering a pie chart based on the same data structure. So in here we are just grouping it based on the category. So for example, category of electronics, the category of laptops, and the category of clothings. And here in the dashboard, we are just grouping it based on month. So here 2026 third month, 2026 fourth month. So this is the grouping based on months. So we are just grouping the values and we are accumulating the amounts on from the orders array here. So how to transform the data? So well, first of all, just creating a function and giving it a name of data transformer. So you can just give it a name from your own. So first of all, just create an object, const result object, and you will know the reason. And what do I want to do here is the orders dot for each of the order. What do I want to have is for each of the order is I want to add a new property into the result object here, and that property name should be order.status. And the order.status, you might know, is either pending or completed. So it should be equal to, if the result order.status is already presented, its value should be just put it here. If it isn't presented here, then I want to have 0 and plus the amount of order.amount. So I'm just grouping it based on the status, and I'm just adding, and every iteration I'm just adding the amount of that. For example, if the status is equal to completed, I'm just adding the amount of it to the object. So let's just return the object dot entries, and I want to have run it for the resulted object. So I will map it directly here, and I will just use status and the amount here, and as a result of this map function, I will just return an object which the label should be equal to the status, and the value should be equal to the amount. So this will fix our problem. So let's just run the function, and first of all save the transformed result. Transformed result should be stored in a data transformer and let's just open our application in the open it with live server. Let's just check it in the console that are we getting the data, and we are not getting it. So let's just see what's the problem here. So we are not console.logging it. So I'm just console.logging the transformed. So let's just see, and you can see here we have the label, we have grouped it based on the completed, and we just added all the values, all the amounts of the completed statuses. We are doing the same thing here in the orders. You can see it here. And in the chart, what do we really want to do here is that we are just passing the data, that full array that we got here. So this full array should be passed as the data, and in the data key of x-axis, so I will just show you here, this is the x-axis data value. It should be either completed or the pending. So this should be presented from the label. So you can see it here, we have the label, it should be either equal to the completed or pending, and the other value that we want to present is for the bar. So we want to render a bar based on the amount that we got. So in our example here, we just want to render a bar based on the value. So instead of the amount, we will just pass here is the value here. So we just rendered, and just to let you know, all of the bars, all of the charts here in this application that we use is, for example, here the area chart uses the same data structure, the pie chart uses the same data structure, the orders same data structure, and the analytics using the same data structure. This one should be a little hard than the other ones, but uses the same data structure as well. So this is how you just group the data, accumulate the data, and aggregate the data, and transform the data from the raw data into charts data. So all this for this video.